7,000 miles. No pilot, no brakes, no mistakes. For the first time in history, an aircraft has flown across continents under the control of an artificial intelligence system, without a human ever touching the controls. It's called Superpilot, and it may be the beginning of the end for human pilots. Developed by Joby Aviation, Superpilot isn't just an autopilot upgrade. It's an AI brain trained on millions of hours of flight data, capable of making split-second decisions, handling storms, rerouting midair, and landing with precision, without fatigue, fear, or error. In this video, you'll discover how Superpilot completed a record-breaking 7,000-mile autonomous flight, the hidden innovations that make it smarter than any human pilot, and the controversies that could decide whether this system becomes the future of aviation or never leaves the test phase. So buckle up, because what you're about to see isn't just another aviation experiment. It's the first real step into a sky without pilots. To understand why Superpilot's 7,000-mile journey is such a turning point, we need to look back at how flying itself has evolved. When the Wright brothers lifted off in 1903, control was everything. A human pilot was the absolute center of flight, hands on the stick, eyes on the horizon, judgment in every movement. By the 1930s, autopilot emerged. Pilots no longer had to constantly hold the controls. Machines could stabilize wings and maintain course. It was revolutionary, but simple. Just a helper, not a replacement. In the jet age, fly-by-wire systems transformed cockpits. Computers began filtering pilot inputs, preventing stalls and making split-second corrections. Yet still, the human remained in charge. Then came the 21st century, and aviation started to change again. Modern airliners rely heavily on computer systems. Drones fly without pilots on board. Military aircraft execute maneuvers that no human could physically withstand. Each step pushed the pilot further from being the absolute master of the machine. And now, Superpilot may represent the final step in that journey. An AI not just assisting the pilot, but becoming the pilot. At first glance, Superpilot might look like an advanced autopilot system, but its design goes far beyond keeping a plane steady. It was built to think, react, and survive like a human pilot would. The secret lies in its redundancy. Every sensor, every processor, every system has a backup, sometimes two. If one fails, the others instantly take over. Where a human might panic, the AI simply switches inputs and keeps flying. Unlike a person, Superpilot doesn't get tired. It doesn't get distracted by fatigue, hunger, or stress. Whether it's hour 1 or hour 70, its calculations stay razor sharp. And it's not just reactive, it's proactive. Superpilot constantly runs thousands of what-if simulations per second, preparing for engine failures, weather shifts, or unexpected traffic in the skies. That's something no human brain can do at scale. Most importantly, it was never designed as a lab experiment. Superpilot was built from the ground up to meet real aviation standards, integrating with air traffic control, communicating like a human pilot, and following procedures with machine-level precision. In short, reliability is its foundation. Because if an AI is going to fly for thousands of miles with no human at the controls, it can't just be good. It has to be flawless. Every great leap in aviation has one defining breakthrough. For the Wright brothers, it was powered flight. For the jet age, it was speed. For stealth fighters, it was invisibility. For Joby's Superpilot, it's not wings or engines, it's the brain. At its core, Superpilot is a machine learning system trained on millions of hours of flight data. Every takeoff, every landing, every storm ever logged becomes part of its decision-making library. This AI doesn't just follow pre-programmed instructions, it thinks like a pilot. It can communicate with air traffic control in real time, responding to instructions instantly. It evaluates shifting winds, turbulence, or approaching storms and calculates the safest, fastest path. In emergencies, it runs through countless what-if scenarios in milliseconds, choosing the best solution before a human pilot could even reach for the controls. Unlike traditional autopilot, which simply maintains altitude and heading, Superpilot acts as a digital captain, aware of the full environment, adapting continuously, and capable of flying thousands of miles without a single misstep. That's why the 7,000-mile flight mattered so much. It wasn't a test of hardware. It was a demonstration that an AI pilot can fly an aircraft as confidently as any human. And maybe, just maybe, more safely. Superpilot's 7,000-mile achievement was just the beginning. The real story is how this technology could evolve in the years ahead. Integration with electric aircraft. Joby Aviation isn't just building AI, they're also building next-generation electric air taxis. Superpilot could become the invisible captain of a zero-emission fleet, turning science fiction into daily commute. Cargo and logistics. Imagine fleets of cargo planes flying non-stop across oceans without crews to rest, sleep, or rotate. Packages delivered faster, cheaper, and safer than ever before. Military applications. Defense planners are already watching. An autonomous transport aircraft could carry supplies into combat zones without risking lives, or even deploy drones under the command of a superpilot brain. Self-learning upgrades. With every flight, the AI becomes smarter. Unlike human pilots who retire, superpilots' knowledge compounds forever, learning from millions of flights worldwide. Satellite and drone integration. Future versions could sync with orbital satellites and drone swarms, creating a truly global web of autonomous aviation. An AI air traffic system that never sleeps. This isn't just the automation of flight, it's the transformation of aviation itself. From passenger taxis to military supply lines, Superpilot may become the silent operator behind the skies of the 21st century. Picture it. A sleek Joby test aircraft lifts off the runway. But inside the cockpit, there is no pilot's hand on the controls, no voice calling out, "Rotate!" Instead, the AI brain, Superpilot, takes command. For hours it cruises through calm skies, flawlessly maintaining course. But then come the challenges that would test even an experienced crew. Over the ocean, storms build. Lightning flashes. Winds shift violently. Where a human might hesitate, Superpilot instantly recalculates, rerouting with surgical precision, threading the safest path through the turbulence. Later, as it nears crowded airspace, air traffic control issues new instructions. Superpilot responds in real time, adjusting course, altitude, and speed as smoothly as a veteran captain. Controllers on the ground report that talking to the AI felt no different than speaking to a human pilot. Finally, after nearly 7,000 miles of non-stop flight, crossing multiple time zones, weather systems, and flight corridors, the aircraft descends. Its approach is steady, calculated, and flawless. Touchdown. Smooth. Precise. Without a single human correction. The message was undeniable. Superpilot didn't just fly. It proved that an AI can handle the sky from takeoff to touchdown, without a human ever touching the stick. For all its promise, Superpilot faces storms on the ground that may be harder than any turbulence in the sky. Safety concerns. Can passengers truly trust a machine with their lives? Pilots are trained to improvise, to handle the unexpected. What if the AI encounters a scenario it was never trained for? Cybersecurity threats. A human pilot can't be hacked, but an AI brain connected to networks? In the wrong hands, that's not just a glitch, it's a potential weapon. Pilot unions and regulators. For decades, aviation authorities have required 2 trained humans in the cockpit. Removing both feels unthinkable to many. Unions fear mass job losses. Regulators fear public backlash if even a single AI-piloted flight fails. Cultural resistance. Maybe the hardest challenge of all. Fear. Passengers are used to seeing a captain at the controls, offering a reassuring smile before takeoff. Step onto a plane with an empty cockpit, and that reassurance disappears. The paradox is clear. Superpilot might be safer than any human pilot. But convincing the world to believe that is a battle that may last years. Aviation isn't just about wings and engines. It's about economics. And here, Superpilot could be as disruptive as the jet engine itself. Right now, airlines spend billions every year on pilot salaries, training, and mandatory rest rotations. Every long-haul flight requires multiple pilots, shifts, and reserve crews ready to take over. Those costs don't just add up, they define the business. But an AI that never sleeps, never takes vacation, never demands overtime. Airlines estimate operating costs could drop by 30 to 40%. Fewer cancellations, longer flights without crew changes, cargo planes flying 24/7, shaving days off global supply chains. For passengers, that could mean cheaper tickets and faster connections. For businesses, it could transform logistics worldwide. But every economic revolution has a cost. Pilot jobs, once seen as some of the most prestigious careers in the world, could vanish in the tens of thousands. Training academies, unions, entire industries built around human pilots may face collapse. In short, Superpilot could make aviation cheaper, faster, and safer. But it may also tear apart the very profession that built the skies. For over a century, the image of flight has been the same. A human captain at the controls, hands on the yoke, eyes on the horizon. But Superpilot challenges that image completely. Imagine stepping onto a plane of the future. You peek into the cockpit, and it's empty. No reassuring nod from a captain. No co-pilot flipping switches. Just glowing screens and the silent hum of processors. It feels unsettling. It feels impossible. And yet, it may be inevitable. Just as navigators once disappeared when computers took over calculations. Just as engineers vanished from cockpits when automation replaced them. The pilot's seat itself may soon sit vacant. Its role absorbed by an AI brain that never blinks. For some, this is progress. A future where pilot error, the #1 cause of accidents, ceases to exist. For others, it's a nightmare. The death of the human spirit of flight. The end of Top Gun legends who once defined the skies. Love it or fear it, one truth remains. Superpilot isn't just another upgrade. It may mark the moment when the age of human pilots ends. And the era of machine captains begins. Superpilot's 7,000-mile flight wasn't just a milestone for Joby Aviation. It was a signal to the entire world. In the United States, regulators and tech companies are racing to shape the rules of AI-piloted aviation. Whoever leads here won't just dominate passenger travel, they'll set the standards for the entire industry. In China, state-backed projects are pushing hard on autonomous cargo planes and AI drone swarms. Their vision is clear: leapfrog Western dominance by fielding fleets of pilotless aircraft in both civilian and military skies. In Europe, companies tied to Airbus and smaller startups are developing digital co-pilots that could evolve into full autonomy. The European Union is already drafting frameworks to manage what it calls the inevitable shift toward AI pilots. Even militaries are circling. An AI that can fly cargo or refueling aircraft non-stop could change the logistics of war. Imagine fleets of autonomous transports supplying front lines without risking human crews. The global message is simple. Whoever masters AI aviation first won't just control the skies, they could control the future of commerce, defense, and global mobility itself. Superpilot's 7,000-mile journey wasn't just another test flight. It was a warning shot to the aviation world. The age of human pilots may be ending. For over a century, pilots have defined the skies. Heroes, captains, guardians of the air. But now, an AI brain has proven it can fly farther, longer, and more precisely than any human ever could. Some call it progress. Others call it dangerous. But history tells us one thing. Once a technology proves itself, it never goes back. The question is no longer if I will fly our planes. The question is, will we be ready to trust it? So, what do you think? Would you step onto a passenger jet knowing there's no human in the cockpit, only an AI-like Superpilot at the controls? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of aviation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Because the next breakthrough may already be in the skies above us. Because the future of flight isn't just coming, it's already here.